You're
Yeah.
was popping, was popping.
How are you? Brooklyn in
Very
the
good, very good, very
building.
good, very good.
I'm excited about this one. How you been?
I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Working, steady grinding, doing what we gotta do to stay
That's
relevant
it.
during this
No days
pandemic.
off. Cortez, no days off,
No days
right?
off. No days off. You
So
know the lingo.
that's right. Let's give you a proper introduction. We got Brooklyn Zone. Best style, do or die, to be exact. I'm a Brooklyn girl too, so we're here, we familia. I really
Big
want to
time.
know where it all began for you. When it came to battle rap, when it came to the love of hip hop, what was that first battle that you said, oh, I'm coming for all of y'all?
Nah, you know it's crazy. Like I would battle in the hood, like on Myrtle, LG. I would
Shouts to
battle. Like,
Myrtle.
you know what I'm saying? Like I would be all over the hood and just rapping. And then, things just spiral out of control like that back in the day where dudes would be like, oh, I got verses. Then dudes would run out. You be rapping till you run out of verses. I know one time we was battling at the barber shop and we ended up closing the barber shop, grabbed three people off the corner that we didn't know was like, yo, y'all gotta judge this battle. They was so shook, they was like, all right, we'll just judge the battle, all right. And then from there it just, you know what I'm saying? Like from there it just people just started realizing like, yo, like I could rap. I always knew I could rap. But we was more geared into the music, trying to get deals and having certain situations at the time. And reggaeton was popping too. So like mid 2000s, like when I was really like getting into my own in my late teens and stuff, it was just like there was opportunities with that. I wasn't gravitating towards it, but I just knew there was people in the buildings that I could get to. So, the battling back then was really just an avenue to get deals. A lot of people know that. So, that's how we moved.
Fire. When it came to the battle raps, did you go home and write and practice, or this was something that was just momentum? Because I mean, that's what battle rap is, right? It's a momentum type of thing.
Big
So how
facts.
was it for you? How do you build that? Or these, like, for battle rappers, I want you to explain, is it something that they go home and they're practicing and you're playing with lyrics in your head and then you go out there and whatever fits, or it's just something that just comes naturally?
I think back then it was more or less just verses, but now it's a sport. Now you got to do your research. You got to prepare. You got to go through all the motions. Now it's not just, oh, all right, I just think I could out rap this person. You could be a better rapper than somebody and still lose a battle now. So it's really, really, really like competitive, and you got to do your research because people will be talking about everything about you, whatever you post, whoever you dated, whoever you owe money to. People
Whatever
come
you
out of the
eat.
woodworks like you got paid for a verse and you didn't send that verse in. That person's gonna contact them like, yo, I paid him for a verse. He never, so like you have to really make sure all your skeletons in your closet is taken care of, and at the same time, be on your A game. So you got to make sure you got to play defense and offense. It's just crazy. It's a headache. I'm gonna be honest with you. Battle rap is a headache. It's a huge headache. I hate it sometimes.
But I'm happy you showed that there's an art that goes behind that. You know what I'm saying? Anything that's art and anything that's worth putting out there is something that we gotta work on. That's not something you just go out there and you're like, all right, I'm gonna just throw myself out there. I'm gonna put myself into this. Everything is work. And I'm so
Everything.
happy you stress that right now. That's so
Everything.
good to hear. Because now everybody's like, oh, I go into the booth and I'm just making songs. And you're like, all right, that sounds amazing. But at the same time, for those of us that are working so hard out there, we want to hear. We want you guys to promote the fact that there's work behind this. The fact that, you clearly always saying you're 9 to 5. You're not somebody that's just living off the dream. You had to
Yeah.
work and live off the dream.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, what did Brooklyn teach you?
Brooklyn taught me to survive. Brooklyn taught me that one stream of income is not enough.
That's right.
It really taught me that you can't just half-ass or be good and expect to win. You have to be good and be great at everything also. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't just be good at music and not be good at promoting yourself or not be good at interviews. Like you gotta have everything has to click in order for to get to that level that you really want to be at. There's a lot of people you might sit there and say, yo, he's a dope rapper. But that's it. I don't want to be him. you gotta want to be these people, and the only way you could do that is if you have to click on all cylinders. You could tell, you've been in this game. You could tell who's a star and who might need work and who just got it off rip. So Brooklyn taught me that be versatile. I could write all the rhymes I want in my house, but if I don't leave my house, if I'm not outside, then I don't know what's going on in the world. And I might think something is hot for me, but we're not making music or we're not making any type of moves for us. You're writing for a complete demographic, a whole fan base that is wanting to listen to you and see what you're talking about, and you got to relate to them.
Wow, I love how you put
Shots
that.
out. Hold on. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, for real.
That's right.
We have to
Yes.
pay homage to the GOAT real quick,
That's
man.
right. Today's a very, very, oh my goodness, yes, a very, very important day. I mean, for all of us, because I think it taught us, I think the death of Kobe kind of put us all into a real perspective. Before COVID even hitting, telling us that we have to be more about family and more,
Mm-hmm.
and go home and hug your kids and hug your family and we appreciate this
Yeah.
happened. It was almost setting that tone, so I'm happy. Thank you for saying that. So
Mm-hmm.
true. All right, so now with these new projects that you're putting out right now, your new songs are out. You said to restore a vibe New York was missing,
Yeah.
right? One of the key points. Talk to
Yeah.
me about that.
I felt like I'm not a young rapper, right? So I feel like dudes are trying to mimic what the young niggas is doing. I salute all these young niggas what they doing. That's their way of coming up. I'm not gonna try to do that. You understand? Like, I'm not gonna try to do the drill and be doing all this shit. Like, nah. Like, you gotta be able to stay in your lane. I think hip hop is very big on authenticity. Like, you'll always be able to connect with people as long as you can connect with the people around you and connect with a certain demographic. So for me, I wasn't gonna try to do the drill and do all that. I wanted to rap again. And I felt like now people at this point are starting to understand that, yo, you could rap again. There's people from my age, 30s, that actually want to hear bars or hear content. I can tell you what goes on in the streets, and I can tell you where it's going to lead you to also. And I felt like I wanted to give that type of game. You know what I mean? Like, one of my favorite artists is Nipsey, Meek.
Yes.
So I feel like these guys are middle childs, and that's what I kind of look at myself. I'm not an old head. I'm not an old head at all, but I'm not young either.
That's
I've been in
right.
this game since young. So I look at it like, yo, you know what? I got to give them game and also tell them what's the good and the bad that's going on with it. And people like that.
I love
And
that.
I
I
feel
love how
like
you
New
put
York,
that.
my point of view, being Latino, being from Brooklyn,
Yes.
being counted out, being always an underdog, I felt like my point of view is for a lot of people that don't have that voice, and that's what I want to represent.
So fire. Now you said an important thing before because I wanted to ask you. Being Latino in the game, I feel like right now it's a really beautiful time for us
Mm-hmm.
in music. I mean, not to say
Why?
we haven't been
Mm-hmm.
doing it because this is what I'm getting at. I'm getting back at you saying reggaeton, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we've been doing it. It's
Yeah.
been a sound, it's been popping, but now for whatever reason, they're taking to it more. For whatever reason, we have Bad Bunny doing the crossovers. We have Anuel's. We have, and these people they really busted down those doors and have really opened up such a big opportunity for us. Not to say again that we didn't have that.
Yeah.
It just was a little harder. Now, for you as a Latino in the game, how do you feel about that? Do
I
you
feel
agree
like
with what I'm saying? Or
no,
like,
I do agree, but I feel like that's another void that was missing. Like Latinos in hip
yes,
hop,
yes,
specifically in music, in the genre, we're the biggest. I think it's the biggest genre in the world right now.
yep,
I feel like we get put in the right light for that demographic, but I feel like in hip hop, I feel like we slighted a little bit, and it's not really nobody's fault. I just feel like we wasn't doing enough to stand out and really leave our mark.
I like that.
I feel like
Okay.
even me, like, pardon me, early on when I was battling and traveling in all these places, I didn't realize that I represented Mexicans and Colombians
That's right.
and all these other places till I started traveling and I started realizing them say things like, yo, Core, we here to see you. And I'm in LA and it's a bunch of cholos and a bunch of essays out there. And they sitting here like, we here for you. This is the only time we ever gonna get to see you battle. And I'm
Let's
thinking
go.
about it, I'm like, damn, I don't even know Spanish. Like, yo, this is crazy. So, you learn over time and you sit there and say, okay, I gotta cater to my people, and I feel like hip hop now, like the people around me, like even my Foul Talk family, all the artists that's on the album, I wanted to show love to a lot of the Latin artists that are on the come up. My man Doza, my whole Murder Ave squad, everybody, a lot of the people on the project are Spanish. So I wanted people to feel like we have a voice, and I want to create that circle and set that example.
I love that. Oh my goodness. So Never Die. I
Uh-huh.
went crazy to see Pain in the Ass. Shouts to Pain in the Ass.
Uh-huh.
None but
Uh-huh.
love. I just
Uh-huh.
feel like it gave such a hip hop vibe. Like it
Yeah.
brought me back, that whole the best style feeling and just all of that. Talk to us about the making of that.
Never Die is a real dope record. I known Pain for a while, like a while, and he always used to one of my boys used to have a job or whatever, and Pain, he would always see Pain, and he'd be like, "Yo, cool. I know Pain must live on this block where I work at. Look, Pain right there. That's
Let's
crazy.
go,
That's crazy." He
man.
know who my son Ty. So then he put the word in. And then after that, I bumped into him in the studio one time, and then I was just like, "Yo, what's up?" And he was like, "Well, what you recording right now?" I was like, "What? Let's do it." And he did
He's
that one
amazing.
take. And then after that, it was always love. And I just told him, "Yo, pull up to the studio." You know what I mean? Then I told him pull up to the video shoot. He pulled up. And from there, you know what I mean? Like, I always want to set a standard. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm a couple blocks from Marcy. So
Right.
that whole feeling, I was just like, nah, I gotta do it. You know what I mean? And I feel like just staying true to what I rap about. Again, not trying to be like everybody else, trying to set my own mark and just create my own lane, my own sound. But you also have to tap into the legends and the people that paved that road for you. And Pain is definitely one of them.
Yes, thank you. Yo, I know what you're saying when you
Lex, what
say
up?
that. I know what you're saying when you say that feeling because I interviewed him and he did a drop for me and he was for me to hear him do the skit but change and
Did
add
it
my
like that.
name to it. I was like, okay, I made it. Like
Yeah.
just with that. Just with that, for what it is to be from Brooklyn,
Hmm.
again, like you said, a few blocks away from Marcy, living a few blocks away, being raised and knowing what it's about. Yo, shouts to you, Payne. You're a big part of all of this that we
My
do,
God.
man. That's right.
Hmm.
All right, so now you also say in your bio, it says something about you're the person to bridge the gap. Can you explain that a little bit to us?
Bridging the gap is battle rappers. They say can't make music. Latinos, like we touched on it. Um, New York, I felt like New York had fell off, or technically they feel like New York has fell off.
Let's go.
So, I kind of like wanted to set that bar where it's like, all right, cool. I want to bridge that gap. I want people to understand our struggle, where we come from, the new struggles, and at the same time respect it. Like I think it's crazy for me. Like I picked every single underdog theme there could be: battle rapper, Spanish, New York. And at the time, it's like they now fucking with New York. They now fucking with battle rap. They now fucking with Spanish rappers. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna prove them wrong. And that's kind of like always been my motivation. Like from early on, when I used to just go into ciphers or go to open mics when I was starting off, people always be like, "Yo, who this little Spanish cat?" Or yo, who's son? So I always used to feel like that chip on my shoulder, but that
Yeah.
kept my sword sharp. That kept me hungry. It kept me relentless. So at the same time, it motivates me. It keeps me motivated 10 plus years. And I don't think I would have been able to create the album that I did if it wasn't for that mentality. A lot of people get lax. A lot of my peers are lax, and not me. Like I'm still hungry. I still feel like there's a lot more to do. I feel like there's so much more that Cortez could do, not only for me, but for the people around me. So, I want to bridge that gap. I want people to sit there and be like, yeah, they can't make music. And battle rappers, they can't make music. But Cole can make music. You know what I mean? Cole, he put his team on. Cole, he did this. You know what I mean? And that's my motivation, real talk.
So fire. All right, so now let's get into the new album. So new releases, we have Resolution, which is the
Hmm.
album, right?
Yeah.
Then there's No More. There's Classic, which I couldn't stop bumping with Method Man. So talk to
Hmm.
us about the making of this.
Um. Okay. So first off, the classic was on my last project, right? And that featured
Yes.
Meth, and
Yeah, that was the
Meth is like
remix.
Meth is like my guy. Like he's such a big fan of battle rap, and I met him at Mav's video shoot maybe like 10 years ago. Had his number, never used it because that's just not me. I don't really like, like play buddy buddy. I like
Yeah.
genuine relationships.
Yep.
Meth was always cool though, like wild cool. He'll call me like, "Yo, you saw this battle?" Or "Yo, this." So we were just really cool. So once we linked up, one day we in the studio smoking, and he's just like, "Yo, I always got you on a verse." And I'm like, word. I'm like, yo, I got this joint called the Classic. And I had that joint for like 3-4 years. And I didn't do nothing with it. I didn't know what to do with the record, nothing. And then I played it for him, and he was just like, I'll have that verse by next week. All right, cool. Thinking it's the industry talk. Yeah, all right. He calls me the next week. I don't call him. I don't bother him. I knew he was filming. He calls me. He's like, yo, sends me an address. I'm like, what's this? He's like, yo, it's the studio. Pull up. I pull up. He's already laying the verse down. He got bud on the table. He got liquor for me. He paid for the whole studio. He had cameras. I'm like, yo, bro, I would have did all this, bro. You already doing the verse for free. Like, I would have did all this. He was like, nah, you my man. I want to motivate you to keep doing what you do. I honestly think you're really good at music. I got you. And then I was just like, that really rung out to me like, yo, like that's how you have to move when you're in those positions. You got to give back, and you got to,
Yes.
you know what I mean? Keep that cycle going of inspiration. So from there, it made me feel like, all right, I can't drop the ball. Like I got to push this music now. So we shot that video. That video was lit. And that was on the last project. And then from there, I just was putting out little singles here and there. Bodega, I dropped No More with Frank Finesse. And I was just really teasing, seeing what people gravitate towards, seeing what people really like attach themselves to, with me. And I think what people like from me is like the whole bodega trap. Like I could talk the drug talk, I could talk the street shit all day, but give a little game with it. And at the same time, I could talk to the ladies, and they like it. So I was like, all right, cool. This is my sound. And then that's when I went into Resolutions. And Resolutions is just this year. I just
Crazy.
reflected on this year, like losing one of my best friends, Meg. A lot of people
Sorry to hear
around
that.
me, you know what I mean? A lot of people around me. People got sick, people lost jobs. It wasn't
Right.
the greatest situations for a lot of people. So with that being said, I went in the studio and I just started reflecting. I just started just creating. My man Dozer would come, Crisis pulled up, Yobi came through,
Yo, V, that's my
and
boo.
yeah, found that out today. I found that out today too.
That's my sister right there.
And so, she's on 2 tracks on the album. So
Fire.
so we just created a vibe, and I really wanted to set a vibe. I wanted it to be where when people hear a certain record, they're gonna say, I hear Cortez on that. I want to set that type of standard where you sit there and say, yo, that's a Cortez track. And I feel like with Resolutions, like I really executed that. I feel like it's the best project I've put together. And the response has just been crazy. Like I'm super appreciative of it. And it just lets me know that my mind is focused on the right things. I'm moving in the right direction, and I want to inspire everyone else around me. Like my man Crisis, Fire Beats, he dropping his album next week. My man Dozer just put out a new project. Yobi's finishing her project.
That's
So
right.
it's like, let's create this circle and let's all just keep on moving.
Yo, Cortez, I think that's one thing that has kept you in the game. The fact that you're for the people, the
Hmm.
fact that you're genuine, and your hunger is on another
Big facts.
level, man.
Big
On another
facts.
level. And I mean, that's only something we could all admire, you
Hmm.
know? From Brooklyn to Brooklyn, I
What part of
thank
Brooklyn?
you. I'm Williamsburg, right here.
Oh, you in the
Clemente. Grew
hood.
up in,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
She said right here, so you there now. All right,
Clemente, right
cool.
there. Yeah, I am, right here.
Big facts.
Brooklyn girl. I'm a teacher too, and I teach in Brooklyn.
Ah,
Staying in the heart of Brooklyn, doing it for,
so you
like you
giving back
said,
too.
That's right, exactly. Giving back. No, we know where we're from. We know what it took to get us here, right? You know, whether it is work wise, whether it is industry wise, whether it is, you know, just getting up every morning.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I thank you. I thank you for showing that, you know, because you
Appreciate
never
that.
gave up, man. And you're here and we're loving what you're doing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Real talk.
And we got a lot coming up this week, me and you. So I'll see you
Yeah,
soon.
yeah, exactly. They don't know. Yeah,
They
we
don't
got a
know
whole
yet.
schedule. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get lit.
I thank you again, Cortez, and I'll see you real soon.
You already holla.
Later. That was Cortez, y'all. Oh my goodness. You already heard? Go download the album, Resolution. Oh my God, Pain in the Ass in the building. We love you, Pain. My girl, Yo, being shouted out. All that good stuff. Stay locked with Dash. Stay locked with your girl, Jacina Love. We out of here.